Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Check it out. John Jr. Gotti's wife and daughter were charged with assault after a fight at a high school basketball game. We're going to break this down. We're going to show you the video. Watch this all the way to the end. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. Make sure you like the like button and all that. And let's get this thing out, because this is how we're going to do it. All right? All right, you know what it is. John Gotti Jr.'s wife was arrested with his daughter at a basketball game. They was getting it in. So we're going to break this down, and I'm going to show you the video so y'all understand what's going on. All right, let's get this video popping. This is the news break.
The wife and daughter of John Jr. Gotti in trouble with the law. They are facing charges tonight.
The two women arrested after a brawl at a high school basketball game on Long Island. CBS 2's Jennifer McLogan has more.
John Jr. Gotti, the former acting boss of the Gambino crime family, leaves arraignment court in Hempstead defending his wife and daughter, who were charged with assault and spent the night in jail.
They refused to press charges against the lady that assaulted my wife first. The only reason why we're here was their stand-up.
According to court papers, Kimberly Gotti and daughter Gianna got into a brawl with a woman here at Locust Valley High School, watching a game versus rival Oyster Bay High. The Gotti son Joseph was on the court.
When Joe had the ball and was going to make a free throw, this woman was kind of abusing Joe. And the mom, rightfully so, it was a mother's instinct, turned around and said, listen, leave my son alone. Stop bothering him. What's wrong with you?
She threw a punch and hit my wife in the head.
But the alleged victim told police the fight erupted after she asked the Gotti family to stop cursing at students and punches were thrown. At that point, I felt my hair being pulled and felt my wig come off, which was held on by 3 clips and Velcro. I felt as if my scalp was going to be ripped off, and I observed the lady in the gray jacket pulling my hair. She then said Gianna Gotti pulled off her wig and said, I'm 25 and me and my mother already snatched your blank off. The woman filing charges lives here on the exclusive North Shore. Would I be able to speak to you about your assault?
And I said my attorney can contact you. You can leave your information.
Junior ran the crime family while his father, Teflon Don, was serving a life sentence and died of cancer behind bars in 2002. Gianna Gotti is known as a breakout basketball star, was the leading scorer here at Oyster Bay. She and her mother were released on their own recognizance. On Long Island, Jennifer McLogan, CBS 2 News.
Now, this is what it is, right? Let me bring my big joint back up so y'all can see what time it is, man. All right, let's get this big joint up. Let's bring me up, right? See, this is how we do the thing. And I want to thank everybody that, you know, donated to help me build this studio, man. You see how it's official? Got Big U and Lil U on my shoulder. He gonna tell me what to do today. All right? So now, John Jr. Gotti's wife and daughter were charged with assault after a basketball game. Allegedly in Latintown, New York, John Gotti Jr.'s wife and daughter were arrested on a Thursday night after a fight at a high school basketball game. The incident took place around 8:12 p.m. on that Thursday night at Locust Valley High School in Latintown. John Jr. Gotti and the former acting boss of the Gambino crime family arranged, arrangement in court, right? They got arraigned in Hempstead, you know, where he was defending his wife, of course, saying she was innocent, because that's what we do. We represent our family members and our race at all costs, and then we check them behind closed doors, but we don't check them in public. I hope y'all catching these jewels. That's why the Cash App was just on the screen for you rat bastards that don't understand that the game is to be sold, not told. You want to go to school and you got to pay a professor to teach you, but you come to YouTube and you get hood professors, not just me, other podcasters, to teach you and enlighten you and entertain you, and you don't want to donate. Don't understand it for the life of me. John Jr. Gotti's wife and daughter were charged with assault, and they spent the night in jail. Picture this. John Teflon Gotti, daughter-in-law, and granddaughter spending the night in jail. How do you think John Gotti reacted to that? Y'all put it in the comments. I don't want to even, give my opinion because I don't want to sway you one way or another. They refused to press charges on the lady who assaulted them. The Gottis refused to press charges on the lady that assaulted them. Y'all paying attention? Let me put a picture, them up here so you know who they are, Beautiful family, This is who we're talking about. So picture these people at a game where they said this is going on. According to the court papers, Kimberly Gotti, 55, and Gianna Gotti, 23, got into a brawl with a woman at the basketball game. They said there was hair pulling and wigs everywhere. They said it was just out of control. It was just out of control. That's something you expect to see at a hood basketball game, not in Long Island. Y'all been to Long Island or heard about Long Island? That's where they're supposed to be, the sophisticated, good citizens and things like that. But yet you have these, people up here fighting and pulling here at the basketball game, right? Now, Gotti's son, Joseph, was on the court, right? Gotti Jr.'s son, Joseph, was on the court. Trying to make a free throw, and this woman started saying abusive words to Joe, and Joe's mother stood up for him, rightfully so, and said, "Hold up, that's my son. Who you talking to like that?" And she said, "Screw you, he's a bum. He's a bum. Get him off the court." That's what you call a heckler, like when a dude telling jokes at a joint, dudes go there and heckle him and say, "You ain't funny, get off the stage." So they was busy really, booing him, and of course, Mama Gotti, got it in the blood. She said, "Nah, you ain't talking about my boy like that." So they got to getting into their little verbal back and forth. Just picture the whole picture that I'm painting here. So you got these two women in the basketball game, and one son is playing, and the other one is out there, and she's calling them a bum, and then she started cussing the mother out, saying, "You's a bum, you raised him a bum, whatever, blah, blah, blah." And she just went, this all allegedly. This just talking a bunch of crap. So Gotti's son, like I said, was on the court. Joe's mother stated to the woman, "Leave my son alone." She told, "Leave my son alone." There's a basketball game going on. It's heated. This is a professional setting, even though, they just in high school. But he said, "Leave my son alone." So she told him that. John Jr. Said the woman threw punch and hit his wife in the head. Yeah, that's what the Gotti said. Allegedly, the woman threw punch and hit the wife in the head, and you already know what happened to that, right? The alleged victim told the police that the fight erupted after she asked someone to stop cussing at the students. Now, the lady that was doing the cussing, because it came out of court records, she went in and told a little fabrication, that, it went the other way around, that, they was cussing at her when she was the one heckling the boy so that he'll mess up the free throw. Now, because you remember the basketball games, I don't know if they still got it. I don't even watch basketball, but I used to walk by the TV in the prison and see them watching a basketball game. I didn't give a crap about none of that because I'm doing Life Plus 20. So the last thing on my mind for entertainment or for any purpose was to watch a grown men running up and down the court, making millions of dollars. Then when they get off the court, they beat their wife. You know what I mean? They carry a gun. They get caught with drugs. But they done made it out the hood, and now they multimillionaires, way more than we ever had legally, and they sitting here fighting their wife in the elevator, cheating on their wife, doing all this crazy stuff. So why would I even spend my time watching them while I'm stuck in the belly of the beast trying to get out of prison? So I spent my time in the law library instead of looking at the television, watching a bunch of tell-lies. You know what I mean? Not me, raw nigga. I had to get out here, do this YouTube and run this thing for y'all, right? So now, the victim then said, Gianni Gotti said, "I'm 25 and me and my mother are gonna snatch your effing wig off." They said the 25-year-old girl told this woman, "I'm 25 and me and my mom, you see how they fight together? You see how they stick together? That's how we as a people, as a family, supposed to stick together." I give them a round of applause for that. They definitely get a round of applause for sticking together. Calm down, y'all. Calm down, relax. But see, that's how we have to stick together. We don't abandon our own, so you understand, right? The alleged victim said, "I felt my hair being pulled and my wig came off." That was her statement to the police. It was a white woman in Long Island said she felt the hair being pulled, wig came off. Now, if that was a black person did that to a white person in Long Island, she would have been castrated even though she ain't got a pair of nuts. But they would have found a pair to castrate. But being that it was all white women, they just put her in jail for the night, told her to calm down, and had her leave and probably apologized to her when she left the station. Let it be a black woman, they would have kicked her in the ass and threw her over there in Bedford Hills. But, we're not talking about that right now. Gunshots to Bedford Hills. We got to free the sisters up there. Now, the victim said that Giovanni Gotti and her mother were released on their own recognizance. They didn't even charge them bail. They just, released them because it was a bunch of bull crap, right? So then now, the Gotti women were issued a stay away order from the alleged victim. The Gottis is due back in court May 15th, 2024. But the moral of this story is, act accordingly when you go out in public, and always know that someone is watching you, and you got to think for the next person, because they have what we call crash dummies out there. We have what they call torpedoes out there. A crash dummy and a torpedo is someone that, would make you crash out. You can send them on a mission. You can tell them, go run, go jump in front of that car so that they could get a vehicle homicide. That's a crash dummy, A crash dummy is somebody you put a battery in his back and say, hey, you know what I mean? Go smack this crap out of such and such, And, or go smack or stab such and such because I don't like what he said, you know what I mean? So I'm telling you, go smack the crap out of him because you my little nigga, And the little nigga is really nothing more than going on a crash dummy mission, because it's a stupid thing and you're going on to doing it. So don't be a crash dummy. Y'all understand what I'm saying about a crash dummy? So that's where we at. So the Gottis is sitting there, and the woman pressed charges on them, and the Gotti women refused to press charges, because they living by the code that Big John Gotti instilled in them, We get into it, we deal with it. We don't need to run to the police, press charges, get nobody locked up, But the victim said, I'm not in that life. I'm from Long Island. I pay my taxes. I don't care what you people did. Y'all stumbled on the island. Y'all don't belong on the island. So I'm going to the police because I pay my taxes for the police to protect me. Rightfully so, because that's why you pay your taxes. But, miss, you shouldn't have been out there hackling the lady's son if you didn't expect it to go that far. So you was on a crash dummy mission but just didn't know it. Because you're talking about somebody's son, you don't know whose son you're talking about, and then you're talking about, the biggest gangster in the United States, grandson, with his daughter-in-law and his son that was running the Gambino family, and you didn't think you were going to get a repercussion behind that? But that's what I mean. We have to think for other people. Because if she would have planned it out, she would have said, man, these people could have me whacked. Not saying they would. But I'm just saying. So she would have known to just shut the F up and just back down. Sometimes you got to know when to, like Kenny Rogers said, you got to know when to hold them and when to fold them. That young lady should have known, don't mess with that family, Don't go out there and poke a bear and then get mad when the bear claw you in your face and rip your whole head off. Because if you wouldn't have been poking the bear wouldn't have ripped your head off. If you wouldn't have been heckling the mama bear's son, you wouldn't have got your wig pulled off, wouldn't have got smacked up, and you wouldn't be going through all these problems now, and trying to get this, beautiful family locked up and got them all in the media where you got Unique Mecca audio talking about them. Come on, man. You see, this is what you call a crash dummy. Y'all can instill yourself in this to understand what I mean by crash dummy and how it plays out, I'm sure. Because you get dudes that come up on YouTube. Let me ride for a minute. Let me ride and try and teach y'all a little something. You get dudes that come up on YouTube, they get a channel, they run out of content, and instead of them regrouping and reprocessing and getting their things together, they decide to say, man, screw that, and they do what they want to do. You know what I mean? They go up there and they talk crap about this one, crap about that one. They make up a lie about this one, make up a lie about that one, because they have nothing to talk about, and they don't know who they talking to. They don't know who they talking about. They just know what they see others put out on YouTube, but they don't know the individuals they talking about. And when things get ugly, God forbid they don't, and then they wind up getting caught by the people they're talking about, and situations happen that might be not pleasant, is all we're going to say, but you know what the extreme could be. Then you're going to see like, man, they did all that for a YouTube dollar. Dude lost his life for a YouTube dollar. You know what I mean? Man, you got to think. That's why I don't come up here and disrespect nobody, because anybody could pull a trigger. Anybody could walk up behind you and give you to the head. You know what I mean? So you watch what come out your mouth, because your tongue is the biggest weapon in war. Your tongue is the #1 starter of wars. Not bullets, the tongue. The bullets that come off the tongue. So we must learn to control our tongue, because our tongue could put us in the grave, and our tongue could find us a husband, a wife, a job, or anything else. It's how you use it. So refrain from using your tongue to just speak out the side of your neck, because your tongue is in the front of your mouth. So watch what you say, and watch who you say it about. And that's my message to the YouTubers. Not threatening anybody. We're not going there. I'm just saying that way we could all live a prosperous life, get this YouTube money, move forward. And that's my message also to the victim that pressed charges on the Gottis. If you would have watched what came out your mouth and who you were saying it about, we wouldn't be making this YouTube video now. Does that make sense to you? Does that make sense to you? But the main thing that I want to focus on is John Gotti, rest in peace. He instilled it within his family that you don't go to the police. So even though this lady is pressing charges on the Gotti women say we're not going to press charges on her because we're stand-up people. And the lady's saying, I'm stand-up people. I'm a stand-up citizen. You a stand-up what, Miss Gotti? This is what, we're dealing with. That's because they're in two different lanes. The Gottis is in their lane. They're in their lane because of the nice schooling, the nice neighborhood, to raise your children. They cross paths. But the Gottis know to stay in their lane, even though they're in this nice neighborhood trying to raise their family and get them away from where they came from. They knew to stay in their lane, but this lady didn't. She crossed over into their lane and started heckling the son, got a joint pulled off. The 25-year-old, gorgeous, look at her, whooped him. The mother, look at her, gorgeous, whooped him. And the father, handsome, strong businessman, holding the family down as he should. Because that's what a family do. We don't throw each other to the wolves. And family is not just blood. Family is your way of life, is the people that's after your same goal. You have, but in Washington, they call them parties. The Republican Party, Democratic Party, you know what I mean? That's family, And then we have the Italian Party, which is the Italian race. You got the German, party, which is the German race. You got the Black Party, which is the blacks, I'm not even going to say Afro-American and, Afro-Asiatic and all these names. Like Tiger Woods said, what he was he was a Beijing version when some word he made up because he didn't want to just admit that he's a nigger. You know what I mean? But that's crazy. But I'm not even going to get into that. But it's just so much that's going on, man. But like I said, stay in your lane, people. Stay in your lane. Be careful what come off your tongue, because it could be very detrimental, and we don't want nothing to happen to you. So that's what this message is about. Make sure, let me get my little joint. Make sure you cop the book of Raw in Harlem at rawinharlem.com. My man Red got his book up. I'm getting ready to put his link out, and I'm going to have him up on the show so you can see what it is, just so that everybody do what they have to do. All right? So now I'm about to tap out. Been on here long enough. Got things to do. Make sure you put your comments in the bottom about the Gotti women, if they was right or wrong, if they should have pressed charges because the lady pressed charges, because that's the way they normally do. Oh, he sued me, I sue him. He tell on me, I tell on him. I mean, that's the way, society turned. But we don't do that no more. All right. Let's go.